The U.S. Institute of Peace will soon launch a report focusing on critical minerals in Africa and insight into the importance of the U.S. government's priorities for these critical minerals on the continent. And for more on that, we're joined by Thomas. Thomas, thank you so much for your time. Before we delve into the aspects of that particular report, let's talk about what the Institute does and the interest that you have when it comes to mining in Africa.
No, thank you, Natasha. USIP is a federal-funded institute that promotes peace building. And so we look at all elements of what contributes to peace in the world. We're focused worldwide, but increasingly we're looking at Africa. And so we've created an Africa Center. And why critical minerals? Well, the development of natural resources plays an integral role in obviously economic development, but too many times in the past we've seen it fuel conflict. And so we're interested in looking how we can build partnerships with Africans in a way that is sustainable, environmentally friendly, but also most importantly doesn't promote conflict like we've seen so often. And so we're very excited to be launching a report that's going to be making recommendations to the U.S. government in how we can engage with African partners to see mutually beneficial development of natural resources, and in this instance, critical minerals.
Speaking of those recommendations, let's take it back here a little bit. What are some of the major issues that this report aims to address?
Well, I think one of our major realizations is that the U.S. hasn't been doing enough. As we well know, there are not a lot of U.S. mining companies active in Africa. That's changing a little bit, but we're looking at U.S. policies that could encourage U.S. private sector to get more involved in Africa. And so we look at things like the Development Finance Corporation, which provides financing to mining companies, both U.S. and also foreign. Trade Development Agency, which provides feasibility studies for mining projects. We look at the U.S. State Department and the resources that are devoted to promoting U.S. companies operating in Africa. And in all these instances, I think we conclude we can do more. We're off to a good start, but we're new to this game of critical minerals in Africa, we being the U.S., and it's time to really double that effort if we're going to be serious players on the continent.
Thomas, thank you so much for that. And for part 2 of this conversation, we are going to be focusing on the U.S. government's priorities for the continent. You can find the interview on MITV, which is on the Mining Indaba website.